Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I will talk about different methods of collecting data. That is, I will discuss about data collection instrument, and this is an important topic in research aptitude because when you are doing research and when you have the lecture on steps of research, under that steps of research this data collection instrument played a crucial role in the entire research work. This is lecture 10. Till now I have uploaded total 9 lectures on research aptitude, so you can go and check out. Those who are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. So here we have different methods of data collection instrument. The first thing is that this research tool, it ensures the quality and validity of your research work. So the different methods are observation method, survey method, contact method. Under contact method we have mail questionnaires, telephonic interviewing, personal interviewing, intercept and focus group interviewing. I will discuss each of them in detail. The first thing is the observation method. So it is used in behavioral sciences, especially in medical science. We use this method of observation. Here the primary data is collected by investigators' direct observation. It has few limitations, such as many behavioral aspects can't be observed. For example, feelings, belief, value, all these things can't be observed under this observation method. Next we have survey method. So survey method is a supplement to the observation method. It is mostly suited for gathering descriptive information. Please remember this, that survey method is best suited for gathering descriptive information. It is divided into two. The first one is structured survey. Under this, participants are asked to respond to the formal list of questions. Like you have a list of questions, and to that question that you have to respond, so it has a structure. But the other type is unstructured survey, and under this participants are very flexible to respond to the interviewer, and that should be according to their choices. They can choose how to respond to particular questions, so it is very flexible in nature. So under this the interviews move in a fashion according to the answers. So the interviewer will ask the questions based on the previous answers. So it is unstructured survey, doesn't follow any fixed structure. The next is contact methods. So by the name it means that a kind of contact or connection is built. The first one is mail questionnaires. You just mail your questionnaires to whom you think that they can participate in your work and provide you with data. So under this, respondents may give honest answer to personal questions. If you mail them something and in case they are hesitant to speak up on your face, and they might get more comfortable when no one is there and they can express their things, they can write up. It is convenient for the respondents to answer according to their schedule. It is very convenient, and it is a good way to reach people who can travel. For example, there is someone who is always on travel, sometimes in this state, other day in other state. So for that person it is very convenient method to apply to collect the data. It has little control of a researcher. Researcher has a very little control over this, and because of this it ensures unbiasedness, because they can't influence the whole process of collecting data. It has a low response rate. Okay, if you mail someone, then it is not necessary that someone is going to respond, so it has a low. Next we have telephonic interviewing. It is very quick. It provides greater flexibility to interviewer because you are calling someone and asking them questions, so the chance of flexibility is very high. It gives greater sample control over the interviewer, which kind of questions they are asking, so that they can collect data. So they have a greater control. It has a higher response rate because if you are calling someone, for example, if that person is busy and didn't pick up your call for 2 times, definitely that person will pick up your call for the 3rd times, and in many cases they may call back also if they miss your call. So response rate is very high, unlike that mail questionnaire method. But it is costly because you have to invest on the phone calling recharge and everything. but it also has an issue of privacy, because many a time the participants would not be very eager or willing to share their personal information, so it has an issue. And due to lack of time, there is a possibility of wrong entry, because when you are talking to someone, then it is very quick and hurried thing, and it is very time taking also. So maybe in a hurry you may note down something wrong, so it has the risk of noting down something wrong. The next one we have is personal interviewing. Person will involve. It is very flexible, unstructured. It can be used to collect large amount of information. So under this method of collecting data, there is a personal interview, means people are sitting together and they are having maybe formal or informal kind of interview collecting data. So it ensures the collection of large amount of time, and in case if the interviewer as well as the respondent or the participants are very coordinating well, they are very comfortable with each other, maybe there is a possibility of second round or third round of interview after few days. So it can be used to collect large amount of information. Next we have intercept interviewing. Okay, intercept, it is widely used in marketing research. It is an only method to reach people whose names and addresses are unknown. So it is the only method to reach those people whose names and addresses are unknown. It is very timing consuming. Yes, because you are in the market, you are reaching out to unknown people. Many a time that person whom you have interacted have no information about your data questions, or maybe that person is not willing to participate in your data collecting method. So that is the demerit here. It has high risk of biasness from the interviewer side. Why? Because interviewer is himself involving in this process of collecting data, so they have greater control over it, and in that scenario their biasness, their ideology or approach or attitude will come in the place, and it will affect the process. And there is another question of cooperation and comfort. For example, if it is very time taking, is the participant who is participating in giving you data might get uncomfortable after 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or not willing to cooperate much. Maybe that person got some uncomfortable questions and may become hesitant to continue the interview further. So these are the elements, factors that has to be considered when you are doing intercept interviewing. It involves judgmental sampling. I have discussed about this in the video of different sampling techniques under non-probability sampling techniques. So it involves judgmental sampling, means if I am a researcher and I am in the market and I am trying to collect the data, so in that scenario I will make a guess. Okay, this person might give me the data, this person might be very comfortable by participating in this process. So you make a judgment on their own intellect with the help of your own hunch or something like that. So it is judgmental. It involves judgmental sampling. Next we have focus group interviewing. Okay, so here we have two words, focus and group. Group means there is a group of people and it is highly focused. Okay, so it is a group of 6 to 10 people and it is structured because it is highly focused. It involves direct interview. It is expensive, yes, and due to small sample size, because it is hardly from 6 to 10, it is difficult to generalize the result. I have told you that if when you are drawing a sample, in that case if the sample size is small, then the inferences that you draw from that small size is not close to accuracy. Okay, so that you can't have a general theory because of small sample size. And there is also a possibility of interviewer bias, because interviewer is himself involved in this focus group interviewing. Because I have told you in research ethics that every person on this earth has their own ideology, their own approach and attitude towards something, and because of that the biasness comes into place. So to minimize those biasness, there is the research ethics guidelines that researcher has to follow, has to imbibe them. That is why we have research ethics in place, just to minimize the error that can be caused due to the biasness of the researcher. So in this focus group interviewing method, there is a high risk of this interviewing getting biased. Okay, so this was about focus group interviewing. Next we have questionnaire. Okay, so it is basically a construction of a research tool. Questionnaire is simply construction of a research tool. It depends on research objectives. So whatever questionnaires, whatever questions you are going to frame, it entirely depends on the research objective. It is very structured survey. Why? Because you are having a formal list of questions according to your research objective. There are three types of questionnaire. The first one is close-ended questionnaire, means it includes MCQs or scale questions. MCQs means that you have options and you have to mark which one is correct, or which options you think appropriate under that. So that is MCQ. Under scale points, it comes that you have to rate out of 5, whether you give it 4, 2, 3, or you have to rate out of 10. I will discuss about this scaling methods in the next video. So there I will discuss in detail about this methods which we use to give ratings or give points on the scale. The second one is open-ended questions. It means it offers flexibility to the respondents to answer in their own words. So it is highly subjective. So this was about open-ended questionnaire. Next we have combined questionnaire. It is a mixture of both the close-ended as well as open-ended. Under this we will have both the set. One is objective questions or scale questions, and the other is subjective questions where you are flexible and independent to respond in the way you want. Guys, this was for today. I hope this video on data collection instrument must have been productive. It must have helped you to gain some knowledge, to clear your concepts, and all the best for the exam. If you really like this video, then please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel.